The ISL's 10th season is still just warming up, but there is so much to talk about. And especially because Northeast United look brand new. A glut of transfers in and out, an overhaul. And Chennaiyin have brought back a familiar face in Owen Coyle. Talkative, chirpy, and demanding. A winner. But Juan Pedro Benali brings remarkable experience to Guwahati. Much needed experience for the youngsters he has at his disposal. The Highlanders put on a fine fight against Mumbai City in their opener. So many positives to take, but now they have to turn those into points. Welcome to Let's Football as we preview what we think will be an open and attacking game. Siju and Eric are with me. Siju, is this the season? Things have to change more for Chennaiyin because they have to deliver what was once delivered. They're very close in the head-to-head, but now it's time to start a winning run.
Absolutely, they have to buckle up. I think this is the season, may do or die kind of a situation. The fans also hoping, a big hope on this man, a huge responsibility over him to get back the glory days of Chennaiyin FC. This hug for sure is before game, right? But I'm sure it's fiery up tonight.
Eric, you have to be the teams next to you. And Chennaiyin and Northeast, they have been bottom half teams in the last couple of years. And you cannot afford to be forgotten, because if you keep finishing there season after season, a rot might set in.
Absolutely. And I think for these two clubs that, they've been down the bottom for too long now. They need to start looking up, and they've gone for experienced managers. Benali's been across Asia trying to rebuild clubs. A lot of exposure in the Gulf region. Owen Coyle, he knows how to win football titles in this country. So these two managers have a big, big job. And the starting point has to be from tonight.
These are their last 5 league finishes, and it doesn't look good. At least Northeast have made it to 3rd and 4th once, but Chennaiyin have to start delivering. Let's just talk about the home side though. And there are some golden boys in there, but how important is it to have a coach who understands the side culturally?
Now, I've not been in the dressing room, but I can draw parallels to a workplace where, probably a coach-like figure who's my boss, given me the responsibility, the trust to go there, just do it, and the belief. I think that's exactly what Parthiv requires here.
He does, and Benali as a coach is a motivator. He's not like Anesi last year, who was good with X's and O's in his own right. I think the Northeast have identified a manager that is good at motivating and being like a bit of a father figure to these players.
He's brave as well, isn't he? His selection is brave. And when you play an Indian striker up front, when you've got Parthiv Gogoi down the right, there seems to be something about this team, a belief that he has to instill in these youngsters.
Yeah, absolutely. From, playing 2 games at home. The first game, maybe not expected to win, but going up against Chennaiyin now, a team that's probably struggled the last couple of years, this lineup looks very healthy. Even Philippa 2 managing to stick around another season. This boy up front, Parthiv Gogoi, can they keep him at the club? That'll be the challenge. He started off like a house on fire.
Wonderful goal from Parthiv Gogoi. But not just this season, even the last one. Just the confidence going forward. Does he remind you of a certain Changte when he was 20? At least the excitement around him is very much like that.
Absolutely, and I think just the way Changte has grown, we are all expecting as Indian football fans to see this young man grow as well and be consistent. And like Eric mentioned, he's up for grabs. Hope probably even the team that he faced the first season, the first game.
Well, you can be motivated to play against Mumbai City, a team that he loves scoring against. can he do it against a club like Chennaiyin as well? He has done it before, but I think long-range goals, that's part of his game. I want to see a little bit more extra from him as a team player tonight.
A remarkable technique, even in that first goal of the season, using a defender, shielding him, and then around the body and into the back of the net. Always wonderful to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, and he's been on the international stage in the off-season, under-23 team. He's growing, and the Northeast have built this guy. But as I said before, can they nurture him? Can Benali nurture him and take his game further forward? That's a challenge for him.
Well, Robin Singh had a conversation with Parthiv Gogoi about his shooting, about the freedom he has to express himself. Let's hear from the man himself.
पार्थिव, बहुत अच्छा स्टार्ट किया तुमने पिछली गेम में गोल मार के। कोच के आने से आपको अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करने के लिए कितना फ्रीडम मिला है अब?
जी भाई, हमें अभी जी मेरे को बहुत वो अपने आप मेरे को बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस दे रहे हैं। जो अपना एक्सपीरियंस है वो शेयर कर रहे हैं मेरे साथ, और वो मेरे को मतलब बहुत फ्रीडम देता है कि तू जा अपना कॉन्फिडेंस से खेल। हमेशा कॉन्फिडेंस देता है कि कोई बात नहीं, अगर कोई भी मिस्टेक होता है तो कोई बात नहीं, अभी हर बार एक लर्निंग प्रोसेस होता है, तो वही बोल के मेरे को खिलाते हैं हर बार।
पार्थिव, अभी आप सिर्फ 20 इयर्स के हो, बट अकॉर्डिंग टू यू आपकी बेस्ट पोजीशन कौन सी है? सबसे अच्छी पोजीशन कौन सी है आपके लिए?
आई कैन प्ले एनीवेयर बट आई प्रेफर राइट विंग।
ओके, उसी के साथ साथ आपके सारे गोल्स आउटसाइड द बॉक्स से है। क्या ये एक ट्रेनिंग में आप ज़्यादा इसके लिए प्रैक्टिस करते हैं कि इट्स जस्ट समथिंग जो आपके पास नेचुरली आता है?
नेचुरली नहीं बोलूँगा, मैं ट्रेनिंग करता हूँ ये, और जब भी कोई स्पेस मिलता है तो मैं ट्राई करता हूँ कि स्कोर गोल पे रखने के लिए। वही मेरा एम होता है कि शॉट ऑन टारगेट रखने का ट्राई करता हूँ मैं हर बार।
थैंक यू पार्थिव, गुड लक फॉर टुडेज गेम।
What a beauty of a goal that was, right? And he mentioned cheekily, right winger is what he wants to play. But I think, as he must have said, he won the fans goal of the week as well. And he has said something after the last game. Look at those numbers. He says, yeah, they are here to surprise everyone. And I'm sure that's what exactly they want to do tonight.
Well, it's a good lineup. Just that one change for Juan Pedro Benali in that back line. Zabako coming in there at the back. And that 4-2-3-1 will suit the likes of Gogoi getting forward. Bemama, Roman Philippou centrally. It's quite a healthy lineup. And Manveer Singh leading the line.
It's not just about Juan Pedro Benali as well. There's another man pulling the strings in the back room, Mandar Tamane. He has assembled the Bengaluru side in the past. This is a bigger challenge for him on his CV. Imagine if he assembles a squad for Northeast for the next 3 years. 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere around that, maybe a top 4 finish. That'll be a success.
He's definitely here for a long term, right? Not just Mandar, but also Benali. He's mentioned that time and again. And to see the players that they've gotten from Srinidhi, a team that was fighting for the league titles as well, giving a tough competition to Punjab. Players like Falguni, Dinesh, Ashil. I think Mandar always has his eyes open.
Well, it's funny you mention that because Juan Pedro Benali had a lot of technical director roles, CEO roles throughout the Gulf, the Asian region. So he's been in that position before, but he's got a strong leader, Amanda Tamani. So now his job is on the pitch firmly, but he also understands what goes on in the background. I think it's very important for a coach to have those two sides.
Well, Juan Pedro Benali is also a fine interviewee with very open and honest answers. Eric Parthilu had a chat with him a while ago.
Juan, the second home game to start the season. There's real optimism from the fans after that last game. If Northeast are to turn a corner, this is the game tonight against Chennaiyin.
Well, yeah, it's the game for both teams. You know what I mean? Both teams. The first game we didn't get any point. You know, and now it's very important for both teams to do the performance higher one to get the points. If you get it now, you know, it just open highway to all the ISL.
It was a difficult season for the Northeast last season. For some coaches taking this job, it wouldn't be an attractive proposition. But what attracted you to come to the Northeast and try and turn things around?
Well, you know, one of the biggest point was one word of Mr. John Abraham. He said, I don't want to be the underdog anymore. And that's the challenge. And when Mr. Mandar also came, we decided to make a new team slowly with the vision for long term. You know what I mean, and to change the mentality. And this is why it attracts the most.
You have 2 golden ball winners from the I-League, various young talent that has been scouted across the country, and an absolute gem in Partib Gogoi. How do you plan on managing and guiding his career further forward?
Well, we know Partib is fantastic young boy, you know, from the region. The most important thing is just we try that he keeps his feet on the floor, you know what I mean? Don't listen too much, just keep working. It's just the beginning. Talent only doesn't make a big player. You need to work more, need to listen, needs to perform more. And slowly, we know that we will have a star in India.
Thanks for talking to us, Juan.
I think the statement is quite clear. We are done, and we should be done calling them the underdogs. That's what they are at.
Well, they need results to back it up. And I think tonight could be that turning point. It has to be the turning point. So much investment in time from Mandar Tamane, and bringing across a guy like Juan Pedro Benali, who's got that experience. I think they've got the buildings of a good season. But if they win tonight, it changes everything.
The momentum shifts, and the momentum has to shift for Chennaiyin as well. And it has to happen very quickly. And when you go back to the past, when you go back to solutions that worked a few years ago, and you try to replicate them, it never really pans out. But if there's one man who can do it, it's this man.
Yeah, who's back again with his beautiful beard as well. But he has definitely a huge role to fill here, right? We've seen him, what he does in the past, what he's done in the past, but this is a new season, right? And he has to go, for him also it's a big task tonight.
Well, when Owen Coyle's teams get hot, they burn through the competition. And we know what he's capable of. They just need the right fuel and the right spark. Who's going to spark this Chennaiyin run of form? And again, they're the same frame of mind as the Northeast. They need that spark tonight, round 2.
Well, every time Owen Coyle has had a successful season in the ISL, he's had a really good number 10 he can rely on. Krivayaro early on in the Chennaiyin days, then it was Greg Stewart for Jamshedpur, and now it seems like Christian Batocchio could be the main man in their most number of passes attempted in a final third. We'll show you a wonderful graphic of that. In the history of Chennaiyin in a single game, is a brave midfielder.
It's a great piece of homework there, Puller. Absolutely. He's just got some really good key passes, progressive passes, and that's what Connor Shields needs. He needs that service, but having Krivellaro on the pitch the same time as Batocchio, that's going to be really intriguing to see if they can hold their defensive line.
Well, you know if he's Italian or Argentine, if he has a mate, Argentinian, if he's having an espresso, Italian.
Well, you could pick either, and but what he needs to do tonight is be a Chennaiyin FC player, the key player that he's coming out here, and he has to deliver. That's what the fans hoping tonight.
Lots of excitement, especially him playing with Krivayaro, and that midfield combination has to work for Owen Coyle. Owen Coyle, obviously always wonderful to speak with, motivating, and we can hear him throughout the game when those 90 minutes begin. But before that, let's listen to what he has to say, previewing this matchup.
Owen, second game of the season, another away game, this time a trip to the Northeast. It doesn't seem so easy these days, does it?
No, I think Northeast I think they look a good side this season. Watched them Durand Cup, watched them the other night against Mumbai. We're under no illusions how difficult the game will be. And as you say, starting with two road games, it's always difficult. But we offered an awful lot at the game at Odisha, and easily could have left with a point in that game very easily, and possibly on another day won the game. So we have to look to step up, which is always going to be for us, looking to every game to get better as the season progresses. Some of the boys come in late, but once we get them all together and we're up and running, we're going to be competitive, that's for sure.
You had a big influence on the players at Jamshedpur, especially some of those younger players. You got Jiteshwar in there. Can he be the next Anirudh Thapa for Chennaiyin?
Yeah, well, I really believe in him. I think we've got some very good, talented young players. I brought young Ayush in as well, who I liked when I seen him at Kerala. Akash on the left, as much as he's a little bit older, but he's come into the game late. So I think we have some very good young talents, which we've loved in our time. You know, obviously, as you said about the kids that developed at Jamshedpur, and you know, those boys who went on and done amazing things, and that's what we want here. We need to develop the next Tapa, the next Shanti, the next, you know, Vishal, because our model's different, as you know, Eric, from the big spenders in the league, but we want to give young talent a chance, and that's what we'll do. That's why we're very much like ours is about progression. We're not going to come in, you don't, as you know, because the level you played at, you don't come in with a magic wand, you don't sprinkle fairy dust. It takes hard work, it takes repetition in the training ground. So the longer the season goes, the longer we work together, there's certainly we're going to be an improved team, as I've done everywhere I've been.
What's the most important thing you need from your players? The first 10 minutes or so, trying to bounce back after a loss. What are you looking for?
Yeah, I think what we have to do is look to be comfortable, and we want to pass and move that ball. We want to be pleasing on the eye. So we need to take care of the ball. But really, from the learning from the first game, as you've seen, and we've seen in some games in the league, is we made obviously huge errors, particularly at the second goal. And you can't gift a ball to Maritz, you're going 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. So there's key learnings. So when you've lost a game, you probably learn more in defeat than you'll ever do when you win. So it's important we pick up those lessons. And again, this is over 22 games. Nothing's decided over 1 or 2 or 3 games. But we know the longer we work together, the better we'll be as a group. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, and it's great to see you back in India. Good luck.
Brilliant. Nice chat to you again, pal. Take care.
It looks like you're friends with him again. A couple of players that Owen Coyle mentioned, some gaps. The next Thapa, the next Chunk, the next Vishal. But do you see that there could be a weakness in the goalkeeping area? Do you see someone, you know, just fill that vacuum, not just in the midfield, but even in terms of leadership?
Absolutely. You know, to win a championship, you need to have a goalkeeper that's going to be, you know, getting shutouts every single match and making big saves. They're good keepers in their own right. Samik Mitra, there's a few younger players there as well, but they certainly lack having an Amrinder, you know, a Gurmeet, someone like that. So let's see this season, can Samik Mitra guide his team into getting clean sheets?
When you look at the team and you look at the foreign signings, right, I think it's not a bad team. And since we are all stealing lines from each other, I'm stealing a thought from Robin Singh, where he mentioned these foreign players need the support of the young Indians. How crucial is that going to be?
Yeah, everyone needs support on the football pitch, particularly the foreign contingent for Chennaiyin. Again, change absolutely everyone. They get a whole bunch of new foreigners into the club. They come to the country and they don't know or understand the culture. It really, really depends on the Indian boys. Can they drag them along and show them the way? This boy here, Jiteshwar, we just mentioned him. He has to start from the bench tonight.
These are his numbers, Jiteshwar. He will be on the bench tonight, but he will fight for that place. There's also the whole case of Owen Coyle and how he raised the game, especially Jitu, Boris, these boys. He is the kind of coach you want young Indian players to play under, just for that extra motivation, for that little bit of madness that he has.
Something what we spoke earlier in the show, right, of the trust that we are looking at Juan on Parthiv. So that's exactly what these young players are looking up at in Owen Coyle.
Well, some stars. We saw Lazar Serkovic. Wonderful name, Lazar, by the way. Absolutely cracking. And he's played against some really good players. And the other one up front is Connor Shields. Ryan Edwards is yet to play, but with the crossing that Sangwan has, Connor Shields will be licking his lips.
Connor, you were with Owen Coyle last season in Scotland. You scored goals there with Queen's Park. How does he make you a better player?
Quite a lot, to be fair. Obviously, gave me a wee bit of confidence, which I was probably suffering from, to be honest. It just kind of made me feel good. Obviously, I worked a lot on the training ground, but obviously he's put a lot of trust in me to bring me here, and hopefully I can repay him, be doing good on the pitch.
You're at a new club, Chennaiyin. You've got some great service from behind. Krivellaro, Batakokio, Farouk. Where is the ideal place for you guys to get the ball inside that box? What's your strength?
Just, I would say, attacking quickly. As I say, as going forward, we're very good, very technical and fast players. So I think once we get the ball in the transition, it's kind of making use of it and attacking as quickly as we can. Obviously, the gaffer says that to us. Obviously, once we get the ball, we attack fast. So hopefully we can take that into practice tonight and hopefully do well.
Yeah, you weren't far away from getting something on the opening day, were you? How do you get something tonight from the game?
Yeah, obviously a close chance, but obviously hopefully tonight there's a few more chances, and hopefully I'll take at least one more would be great. But yeah, as long as we win 3 points, I think that's very important for us tonight.
Thanks for your time, Connor. All the best.
Thank you.
He's up top tonight, so is this man, but I'm very interested to see how the right-hand side of the pitch operates. They've got Romario playing in there at the right back, and there's a couple of options on the bench that could play there. Mukherjee, Rafiq, Ajit Kumar, Sartak Ghuli. There's a lot of options at right back. Even Ayush is on the pitch, so I'm very interested to see if Owen Coyle has sold us a bit of a dummy in the team sheet there. Romario at right back. Watch out for that one.
We're surely sending a few reminders in terms of what is required. But down the wings, Ninthoy, once again down the right Sangwan. He will be asked to go forward and keep sending in diagonal after diagonal. Big season for Ayush. Can he do it in Chennaiyin colours? But now let's take a look back at Chennaiyin winning the 2017-18 ISL final.
Big games called for big players, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top today.
Will it be a night of high drama in Bangalore? Blue in so many ways as our Bahraini referee. The speed of Udanta, the deflection, the goal! Wow! 1-0 just after 8 minutes of the game. Free header, equaliser. This guy can deliver you the clearest goals from the set piece. Alonso Perez, 30-year-old Spaniard on the bench, is about to come on. He'll come on with a scoreline at 2-1, or should it be? Mailson 2, Bengaluru 1. Now curling it.
Oh, what a goal.
That is an exquisite finish. The night belongs to Chennaiyin FC, proud champions of Season 4 of the Hero Indian Super League.
There's definitely a good reminder for the fans, and I don't think so. It was a good reminder for Eric here in the room. But the fans definitely remember that. But what we need to do start tonight for Chennaiyin FC is that it's long back. A lot has happened since then. We've been through a pandemic as well. We've forgotten that season. So Chennaiyin FC fans need that hope again and need some new memories again, right, Pula?
And you can watch all of that hope and those memories kickstart across all these channels. The ISL's 10th season is live and exclusive across the board. Fantasy options, Eric, between the two teams. Do you have anyone on your side? Gogoy maybe? Very difficult to fit him in a striker's place.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get the defib in here from the final, mate. I'm still struggling from that recap there. No, look, I think Crivellaro, he's in my team, and I've had him in there. I've kept him in there. I believe he's got assists, final balls, goals, and I think he's going to get something tonight. He's probably the only player I've got from that Chennaiyin side at the moment.
I was thinking I should have Samik Mitra in there, and then I thought Amrinder would get a lot of saves. I will be pulling my hair out if Samik Mitra does get a clean sheet.
Well, since we still have some talking points, I want to pick your brain, Eric. Is Owen Coyle the man to do it for the season for Chennaiyin? Because the vibe among the fans are they're hanging on a thread saying, can you please win? That's the whole attitude there.
Huge pressure, and what you're going to get from him is effort from start to finish. He will not let anybody rest in that dressing room until they're getting 3 points. He'll stand on that sideline and kick every ball and fight until the death. Even here, talking with Juan Pedro and all the coaches before the game, it's mind games. He likes people, but he's getting in the minds of people, trying to play the nice card. I guarantee you, when the whistle starts each and every week, Chennaiyin have got a fighter there, and I think they're going to get themselves very close to that 6.
It's also a very proud side, Chennaiyin, with the history they have, and which is why it's important to come back into that top 5 or 6 teams. Not just top 6, but probably the top 4. That's where they belong.
Yeah, when you look back, you see players like Mendy and Ilano, star cast in the team. So that's exactly, I'm saying that again because I'm echoing what the fans are saying it out there. Can we be the team again to beat? Because some of the fans have said that we're not even contenders. So that's like a big responsibility on Owen Coyle and his team.
Who's the new hero? They've had Anirudh Thapa for 6 or 7 years. He's left now. Massive gap So I think today we're going to see somebody else step up in those shoes. Jateswar's on the bench, we know. Ayush, maybe he comes across and he does something big for them this year. They have options.
Lots of options and lots of young players on show. Owen Coyle, Juan Pedro Benali, Northeast United and Chennaiyin coming up very soon.